Well, the boss is away for a couple days, so that means I get to fry on the cooktop in my cast iron skillet. Once we're finished, I'll show you how to clean this thing up and get it ready to cook again. So grab a beverage and come along with us. Don't go away. Well, that was a pretty darn good little pork chop, but we've got some cleaning up to do. First thing I like to do is get some hot water going, pan, get some of that crud off there. You can still see stuff is stuck on there. So generally, it doesn't take a whole lot. I've got this little plastic scraper here. I think Lodge makes one, but this is actually out of my backpacking kit. This is made by MSR, and you see it has the rounded corner there, so you can get the corners. You got the flat part where you can scrape, and then it's got a little brush too. So get one of those if you want, or anything else. Plastic spatula, but as a general rule, this will take care of most everything. Now, when I'm cooking a protein like chicken, this pork chop we did, steak, I usually have some stuff stick on there a little bit, not too bad. If it's really bad, you can see that did a real good job there. If it gets really bad, I'll take some coarse salt. This is what I use to season my steaks with, some coarse kosher salt or anything that's coarse. Works pretty good. You just take some of that, a little more than that for sure, but I'll put some of that in there, and then I'll just take my scouring pad here, or if you have a Scotch-Brite, and that will usually take off just about anything you're going to need there. And that's really about it. I don't use any soap, mainly because I don't need to, but you know, to each his own. I don't think you need to. Soap, it's a degreaser, especially palm olive or Dawn dishwashing liquid. That's what it does, it cuts grease. And that's what I'm putting right back on here, some Crisco. So I just don't see any reason to use it. But like I said, don't feel like you're going to have to go to confession the next day. If you do, if you need to, nobody's going to judge you here. Do what you want to do. So I get it all nice and dry. And just look at that. Smooth as a baby's butt. And we're going to put it on the cooktop for, I don't know, 5 or 6 minutes till I feel some heat in the handle. That'll give it a chance to dry up any moisture that's in here so we don't have to worry about rusting. And then I'll show you about seasoning this thing, getting it ready to go to cook tomorrow. It's been about 4 or 5 minutes. Our pan's got some good heat in it. Went ahead and turned off the burner. We're going to take it off the burner, and you want this to cool down a little bit, but not get completely cool. You still want it to be warm so the pores stay open on the cast iron, and I think it helps absorb our seasoning, which in this case is going to be Crisco. Now, I get a ton of questions about this all the time. You know, all I can say is this works for me. Whatever you use, you want to use something that is neutral in flavor. You know, flaxseed, grapeseed, you know, canola, something like that. I even got a question the other day, and I thought I heard them all. And he says, hey, I use avocado oil. I said, well, good for you. I hope it works out. But last time I ordered a side of guacamole at the Mexican restaurant, you know, the price was pretty high, so I can imagine what avocado oil cost. But Crisco works just fine for me. I've never had any problems. Use whatever you want. Here's what I'll tell you not to use, and that's going to be olive oil. Olive oil can get, you know, rancid when it's sitting around, you know, on your skillet. It also is flavored, and you really want a flavor neutral seasoning on your skillet. The other thing, it has a low smoke point, so it's really not good for high temperatures that we use in cast iron, so that would be a no-no on the olive oil. So what I do, while this is still warm but not too hot, I'll go ahead and take my towel, my Crisco, and I just put it in here. I do not do the outside or the bottom of the pan, and I've never had any problem with rusting. All I do is coat the cooking surface. That's all I do. Do the top here, and that's it. This pan, when I originally took it down to bare metal and went back through the reseasoning process, it got seasoned 3 times. It's a nice dark black on the back. I've never had a rusting problem, and it works just fine for me. So I don't see any reason to coat the rest of the pan. Some people do it. I'm just telling you how I do it, and I'm not saying this is the best way or the perfect way, but this one works for me. I let that stuff sit there for a little bit and just kind of absorb while it's still warm, and then I come back to it and we'll wipe it off. So let's see what we come up with here in just a few minutes. Okay, we've let it sit for, oh, I don't know, probably 10 minutes while I was in there watching a little TV, and you can see some of the oil has already dissipated. Where did it go? Well, it's like the nuns used to tell me in Catholic school. It's a mystery, Mr. Rogers, it's a mystery. It's God's little mystery. So, I don't know. I'm thinking maybe it went into the pores in the metal. Anyway, what I do now is I just take my towel and I go ahead and wipe it all out. And like I said, find something that works for you. Whatever oil you want to use, just make sure it's neutral flavored and it has a high smoke point, because that'll be a problem if it's not. Man, just look at this thing. Look at that. Smooth as a baby's butt. Don't show any signs of the oil on there, but I know it's there because it feels good and slick. And we're just going to let it sit there until tomorrow, because I'm sure I'm gonna cook up something else then. So there you have it, folks. Let me know what you think. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them for you. If you have any suggestions, I'd love to hear those too. If you liked our video, don't forget to give us that thumbs up and share our video, and please subscribe. So until next time, you folks be safe and bon appetit.